Good afternoon, White Pine County School District. This is your Superintendent Adam Young, and today I am joined by White Pine High School Junior, Damesha Parr. Thanks for spending a couple minutes with me today.
Yeah, it's no problem.
So I just buzzed up here to the school a couple minutes ago, and Demisha was in her Jobs for America's Graduates class. JAG is the acronym for that. But that's a class that you take every day here at White Pine High School. And what are some of the things that your JAG class helps you with as a student?
So JAG has done a lot already, and pretty much what it does is it helps students figure out what kind of jobs they want, what kind of jobs there are in the world, and currently right now actually what we were doing was we were just doing like some kind of test where it asks you like like which things interested you and to help you figure out like a job that would like work best for like those kind of things that you're interested in. And we're kind of like doing a reflection and a plan A and plan B for those different ones.
Okay. Okay. And so you've taken this, it's probably an aptitude test type of a
Hmm.
thing. What were some of uh, the areas that you scored high on that you feel like, okay, this helps me know a little bit about what I might want to do later on in my life?
So some of the things honestly really intrigued me on the things I got because one of them was like agent and business managers or another one was like an artist therapist or art therapy, something along the lines of that, which I thought were honestly really interesting. I never really thought of
Hmm.
because I've always been like so set on the like one thing that like I was doing or plan on doing in the future. And and so I thought those were like super cool and what we're going to do is we're going to look into the ones that like I had liked and like see what like for that plan A and the plan B
Yeah.
ones.
So it sounds like some of the areas where you have aptitude are, I mean, both of those things that you just talked about, it's like working with other people and doing a lot of interacting with others and stuff like that. Do you feel like that's true to how you see yourself?
Yeah, honestly, like quite varied because like I think the social points, like through the little circle that they gave us for the social part of the points, I think I got like 15 or 13, which was like probably one of my highest as well. And I feel like I do like a good job on talking to people and being able to go out there and just like get to know people even if I don't know them well.
Yeah, yeah, that makes me think of our showing showing the competencies of being able to lead other people. Which
Hmm.
you I definitely know that about you, that you're someone who is able to um, influence your peers, in a positive way, and help them feel supported and feel seen and heard. So it seems like the aptitude test that you've taken in JAG is true to what I know about you. So that's cool. So that makes me think a little bit about some of the involvement that you have had with the You Are Not Alone, Together We Belong committee through last year and this year, um, as well as with the project or the Hope Squad that your school leaders are helping establish here at White Pine High. So, do you want to say a little bit about your involvement in this community-wide committee that's been going on for the last year and a half or so, and um, what, how do you feel like that is something that you've been able to contribute to, number one, and number two, that is helpful for the community as a whole?
So for me, I honestly can't even believe it's almost been a year and a half
Yeah,
now. But for the first question, like being like part of it and everything, things I've like contributed to it is quite a bit of time and like deep thoughts into it, like even after meetings that we have and stuff. I'm always thinking, what more could I do? Like, ooh, maybe we could do this. I can say this at the next meeting. Um, Actually, just recently, yesterday when I went to the meeting, we were talking about how to lead everyone around the place, like for the walk. That's tomorrow, And I was like, I could volunteer to like help people like lead through, and I was thinking that Hope Squad could also like have like glow sticks or something and like lead them there because they had like some extra glow sticks, and they really liked that idea, and so I'm super excited to be a part of not only being able to give ideas and things like that, but also be able to go to these events and help volunteer and pretty much just give help with whatever they need.
Yeah. And so Demisha is referencing tomorrow nights. Today is September 24th, Tuesday. Tomorrow's September 25th. And tomorrow night is this committee's, our community's Walk and Run for Hope. That'll be at 7 o'clock, right? And
Mm-hmm.
it's at Broadbent Park. Uh, and does it cost anything?
No, it does
Nope.
not cost anything. There will be also food there,
Yeah.
and it'll be so much fun. I'm
Yeah.
super excited.
Food, live music. Nick Tallarico will be playing for a little while. All of the food trucks in town will be there. We have, gosh, hundreds of T-shirts to give out.
I seen them
Um,
yesterday. So fun. I
yeah,
love those.
yeah, they're really really great. And the purpose of it's a walk for hope, right? A run for hope. So in your mind, as a young person in White Pine, like what obviously the purpose is to inspire hope, right? But
Right.
beyond that, how do you see this or events like this as being helpful for our community?
Well, I think it's helpful not in like not just because of the sense like we're here, like giving that message of we're here, there's people around, like we are a community, you are not alone. I think it also helps like even just teenagers like me or families be able to go out and actually be active with the community and with it not costing anything, with it being able to be like a we are together, let's just do this for the fun of it. And so I think it plays a big part with like what we do, and it shows like um how much passion we have for our community and the um ideas that we have to like give messages to out throughout our community as well.
Yeah. So I'm glad you brought that up because another part of the event tomorrow night is these kind of positive and uplifting messages that you and your fellow students have contributed to be displayed on a giant screen. And the idea, like you said, I love that you hit on the togetherness part of this because I think it's easy. Like you hear this a lot. We're the most connected digitally as a world that we've ever been, and yet loneliness um, seems to also be at an all-time high. So how are those two things possible? And it's like
Right.
sometimes being on this device all the time, even though you think you're connected, you're really not.
Right.
So showing up where
There
it's something like this where there's just people to interact with and talk to
mhm.
and be together as a community. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's pretty much like on your phone. It's like you're connected to the outside world, not the world around you, not like your family, your friends. Sure, online, like social media, you can be close with your friends online, but I know like so many people who just go over to someone's house and they're just on their phone. And so this this activity that we host and everything gives that chance to finally go off your phone, enjoy a walk together, have like nice conversations together, and like actually hang out, not just be on your phone
Yeah.
and connect in person.
Yeah. I love it. And especially the part that just the idea that, we don't like it's okay for us to as society as humans whatever like we're not going to see eye to eye on everything. We're going to disagree about things here and there. It's okay. We can still come together and belong,
Yeah.
even though we might believe different things here and there. Like that's part of the spirit of this event too.
It kind of reminds me of like a big puzzle
Mm,
where all our separate pieces, some of us, connect better with others, but we're all still part of the big puzzle.
yeah, it's beautiful. I really love that. And so that's tomorrow at 7 o'clock. This is again free. Everybody is invited to come. Um, you won't regret it. At 6 o'clock there will be um, oh my gosh, Autumn, sorry, Autumn Taylor's mural will be dedicated by the mayor, and we'll have a big ribbon cutting ceremony for that at Economy Drug. That happens at 6 o'clock. So you can go to that at 6, come over to Broadbent Park at 7 o'clock, and just have a really, really nice time out as a family. Yeah. So you have also though been involved in the Hope Squad here at White Pine High. What do you see the purpose of that group being?
It's kind of like the We're Not Alone Together We Belong, except it's not just like for the whole community and we don't make a bunch of like big activities and stuff like, Together We Belong do. But what we mainly do is we help students here at White Pine High um, get closer with like any adults that they need and like get the help that they've been like needing. We are trained to help find that help. We aren't the people who specifically are the help. We are just the bridge.
Yeah.
And we plan on like once we get trained and everything, we plan on still hosting events for the school and for people to be able to go to these events and like find help that they need. Our main goal is to always be able to reach out, let people know like you're not alone. There is still hope for you, and it's not the end of the world. We can get through this together. You can do this. Like we can find help that you need.
Yeah. Um, I am thinking again about how this gives you such an opportunity as a young person to lead in a positive way here within your school environment. And I love that about what you're willing to do, as well as your peers who are involved in this team. Because you guys spent some time this summer, like coming in,
Mm-hmm.
getting trained, going through all the protocols, understanding what the purpose is. And it takes a little bit of courage, I think, anyway, to be the person who's willing to raise her hand and say, uh, I may not understand exactly what's going on, but I'm willing to help, you know? Um, so let's talk about it.
One thing that I like see a lot of people do, because a lot of my friends know I'm part of You Are Not Alone Together We Belong and the Hope Squad. I think something that is kind of cool is how they continuously do get it mixed up because of how similar they are. And I think it's like super fun.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'm really proud of students who have risen to the challenge to be part of the solution. Like, I think it's easy for all of us as members of society to kind of sit back and maybe complain about, well, why doesn't this happen or why doesn't that happen? And some of those are legit gripes, but
Mm-hmm.
for a group of students to raise their hands and say, I want to be part of the solution. I want to make my school as warm and kind and welcoming as it can be, and I want to be a resource for other people. I think that's very courageous. So I'm glad you're doing it.
One thing's for sure is when I had first gone to like the first meeting and everything, um I they were talking about how they were going to change our advisory to like for the Hope Squad,
Mm-hmm.
like the Hope Squad to be our advisories. And I wasn't sure if like a lot of people would really do it at first. I was like, this will be interesting. I wonder who all will still be here. And the next week, the first week of school, I seen that every single person had stayed, and I was so excited. And
Yeah.
I knew that this year was going to be
Yeah.
a great year.
Well, it speaks to the passion that you and your fellow students have and the commitment to be the change that you want to see in the world. Yeah. So yeah, kind of circling all the way back now to Jag, you have told me before that part of your life goals that you're considering, for your future is that you might even be thinking about becoming like a therapist or a psychologist or something like that years down the road once you're done with high school and everything. Is that true?
Mm-hmm. Uh, I've always, like, even growing up, my friends had always come up to me and asked me for help. And I've even had family members always, like, being like, Damesha, can I just, like, talk to you for a bit? Like, I just need someone to talk to. And I've always had the joy of being able to see people smile even when they were at their lowest and be like part of that reason why they were smiling. And it's always just kind of been like a big part of who I am. And so that has always been something I want to do even in the future.
Yeah. So admirable and so needed in today's world. What do you see as the steps that you can keep taking to kind of help you get closer to that goal down the road?
One of them definitely is being part of like the Hope Squad and Together We Belong. But another thing that I would probably like do is honestly just keep doing what I'm doing now is continue to be that person that people can trust and that people can always rely on. And even if like later in my life something happens and I can't become like a psychologist
Psychologist, yeah. Yeah, there you
psychologist
go.
um I'll still know that it's still a big part of like who I am and still be able to not give up that part of who I am and still help people.
That's great. Well, thank you for spending a few minutes with me today. I appreciate you. I'm looking forward to tomorrow night's ribbon cutting and getting some chow and doing some walking and connecting with a bunch of people at the walk. And I will see you there.
See you there.
Okay, sounds good.